Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kyra and today I'm bringing to you a 4 looks 1 palette with the Beige Summer and Tropez palette. If you're new to my channel, a very special welcome to you. I hope you'll consider subscribing before you leave if you like what you see today. And today is a collaboration with my girl Angela from Beauti By Angela. We both really wanted this palette from BH Cosmetics. We both decided we were going to purchase it, and then we decided to go ahead and do a 4 looks 1 palette together. And I think you're really going to enjoy this. It's been a little while since I reviewed anything from BH Cosmetics, but I was very excited to get back into the brand. I also purchased the Smitten in Switzerland palette, so you will see 4 looks coming from that one in the future. I think it's fun that we're doing this collaboration together because essentially you're getting 8 looks 1 palette between both of our channels, as well as Angela and I have very different makeup styles when it comes to application, and so I think it'll be fun for all of us to see what the differences are between Angela's looks and my looks, and to hear both of our thoughts on the palette. So I did create 4 looks, like I said, and each of them has a little name for you. I know you guys tend to enjoy that. And this is the 4th look, so I will see you at the end with my final thoughts. enjoyed those looks. I definitely enjoyed creating these 4 looks. I also created a couple of them off camera, and I look forward to creating a lot more looks with this palette. So let's go ahead and talk about the palette here. I introduced a new way of reviewing makeup in my mini reviews on mini palettes video, and the questions go like this. First of all, what if anything stood out to me while using the palette? I took a couple of notes every single day after each look. And then the second question is, what do you, as the possible future consumer, need to know about this palette before you buy this palette? And then the last question is a 2-parter. Knowing what I know now, would I buy this palette again? If, say, tomorrow it falls on the floor and breaks into smithereens, did I like this palette enough that I would run back out and buy it again because I feel the need to keep it in my collection? And then the last part is, who do I think this palette would be perfect for? Who would I recommend this palette for? Do I recommend it at all? And so let's go ahead and talk about it. So first and foremost, I would like to say that I did not use this shade called Jet Set or this one called Sizzle. Those are the only 2 shades in the palette that I didn't use, but in swatching them along with all of the other mattes, they're very consistent in the formula of the other mattes. The thing that really stood out to me, because it doesn't always happen with other eyeshadow palettes, is that all of the mattes are the same formula and perform the same way and also blend like a dream, and that hardly ever happens, if I'm being honest. You know, within palettes, sometimes even though you have like a basic matte formula based on the pigments that's being used in there versus or the colors of the pigments that are being used in the eyeshadow, they sometimes can not only feel differently but absolutely perform differently on the eyes, and I did not find that that was the case in this palette, which is very good. What I think that you need to know if you're thinking about buying this palette based on my experience is that these 2 duochromes up here, Exotic and Coastline, are a glittery formula. They're shimmers, but they're very, very glittery, and not like a pressed glitter or anything that's going to be dangerous to your eyes, but I think you need to know that these perform best over a glitter glue, otherwise you have certain fallout. The first time when I applied Exotic, I used it, you know, with my finger, definitely had fallout. Then I wet the brush, it applied beautifully, but I continued to get fallout even long after I was finished. I don't think that even doing your eye makeup first so that you can wipe away the fallout is going to do the trick, because I think you're going to still end up with fallout throughout the day. This just does not adhere to the eye very well without a glitter glue, in my opinion. When I did the blue look with Coastline all over the lid, I used a glitter glue and it performed beautifully. And these are definitely the same formula in my opinion, so I'd have to assume that Exotic would perform better over a glitter glue as well. But other than that, they're beautiful shades, they perform beautifully, they look beautifully on the eyes, but you do need to know that I think, in my personal humble opinion, which allegedly is what you're here for, I don't think that they perform very well without a glitter glue. Unless you like glitter on your face, if you're feeling festive, you do you, boo. I absolutely 100% would repurchase this palette if something happened to it. I love that I have this now in my collection. I definitely think there's some unique shades in here, even to my ever-growing collection, like this yellow right here, which actually shows up quite beautifully on the eyes. I do think, you know, there's some shades that work better with packing them on, and very light fluorescent shades are one of those shades that no matter how beautiful the formula, they're going to perform better and look less patchy if you pack them on the eye, because they have so little pigment to them to begin with. When we're talking about pastel shadows have far less pigment than something like this deep blue in here, and then you add a fluorescent shade on top of that, which is very bright and also doesn't have very much pigmentation to it, you're going to have to build this up, but it does build up and blend beautifully. I also wanted to make mention, I was almost certain that this deep blue called Beige in the palette was not going to blend very well, but it actually blended like a dream. All of them did. Beautiful. Lastly, do I recommend this, and or who would I recommend this to? Yes, I recommend this palette as long as you're okay with using a glitter glue for the duochrome shades, and they are beautiful duochrome shades. Let's have a little swatchy. Look at those. Oh, they're so pretty. Very, very pretty. So yes, if you are willing to use a glitter glue with the duochrome shadows, I 100% recommend this. I think the person that could really benefit from this palette would be somebody who is just kind of getting into color, a beginner of color, if you will, who needs something that's not super scary and that performs really well, easy to use, easy to blend, the whole thing, and I absolutely think that this is a good one for that. While this is a beautiful, bright palette, you definitely have some options in here in order to tone things down or just rein them back in if you have a little bit of trouble. You have this shade Sand up here, which actually shows up quite beautifully. It's a beautiful transition, and it's also a beautiful shade to use for blending with a lot of the other shades. Then you have these two shades here, Marina and what is it, Beach Club? Yeah, Beach Club. These two right here, they're pretty neutral in terms of how they show up on the eye and everything like that. So that's really nice. You have this soft pink that works well, a gold that is pretty neutral. So there's definitely some ways that you could tone back the look or just dabble lightly into color if you want to, and so for that reason I think that it would be perfect for a beginner in color. I recommend it for a beginner in color, but I also recommend it to anybody else who is attracted to this color story. So overall, I'm very happy with this purchase. I'm so glad that I got to play around with it. I think I've done probably 6 or 7 looks with it total since receiving it. And I'm really glad that I got to do this video with my beautiful friend Angela. It's been really fun. I cannot wait to see her video all put together and see all her looks and the whole thing, and to hear her thoughts on the palette. And I hope you enjoyed this video today. I know I enjoyed creating it for you. Let me know down in the comments which look or looks were your favorite. If you want to be like one of my favorite subscribers, Nona, you could rank the looks for me if you want to. But you know, let me know which one was your favorite, which one was your least favorite. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. I hope you're all staying safe and well and being kind to others, and I hope all of your makeup days are absolutely beautiful makeup days, and I will see you in my next video real soon.